Oh, God. There it is. Here we are. We're back.
We're back.
Took a week or two off. I don't remember.
I guess two.
Yeah. There's no fishing happening. I got fucking
Not a lot to talk about.
Huey ties flies.
I have been doing a lot of that.
I have been answering so many goddamn emails.
About what?
I am now officially the VP of the soccer club.
What's the president do?
Same shit as I do. We just split duties and do stuff. Yeah.
That poor son of a bitch.
He and I work good together.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. Everybody else, we kind of don't need anybody else. Like, it's that level of the two of us are highly functioning retards together. But, and that's what, but spring soccer registration, new uniforms, got all new kits for the kids. They're going to look sick.
I remember you talking about that earlier.
Yeah. Pulled it off, so.
Nice.
That'll be way better. But yeah, so that's literally all I've been doing is soccer.
All I've been doing is tying flies. I realized the other night I go like 4 places.
Yeah.
And one of them is work.
Yeah.
Actually, last Friday night, Mandy and I talked about it, and I hadn't been in a store, like in a grocery store, in a shopping store, other than the fly shop, since before Christmas. It was a hell of a run.
That's a good. I mean, I was in Walmart tonight.
Well,
I do a lot of the grocery shopping, mainly because my wife is a space cadet. And she buys the vegetables, and she'll buy like the pasta and everything and come home. I'm like, so what are we doing for a protein here? She just looks at me. She's like, I forgot that. I'm like, that is literally the only thing I need. I don't need anything else. Just bring home fucking chicken and steak. Sit.
yeah,
She's like, well, we might have some frozen hamburger. I'm like,
that's not what I said.
that's not. Where are we at here?
So, yeah. So I went to the grocery store for the first time.
I bet you my daughters have outpaced you at Chick-fil-A.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They are crushing the Chick-fil-A's.
Good for them.
We did it twice last week.
I love to hear it.
Once already this week and probably tomorrow night.
I've been there in a few weeks.
I like going in and sitting in the old Chick-fil-A.
I haven't been in it yet. I've just been through the drive-thru.
And I will say, and I don't want to jinx this, but being next to a dead mall,
Yeah.
it's awesome. It
really hasn't been too bad every time.
It is never as busy as like the one in Westbrook.
Yeah. Yeah, because they have
Never.
that shopping center right there that's always fucking packed.
Yeah.
They say, like, there's a feature on the app where you can order your food online and go in and just sit at a table and they'll bring it to you.
Yeah.
Like, you just hit.
They have figured out.
It is so fucking wild.
They have like revolutionized fast food to the point of like, I mean, it literally is like a dinner. Like you just walk in, you order your food, they give you some fucking thing. I still haven't figured out how the fuck they give you the one little thing that looks like all the other things and they know it's
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
Whatever.
Like, the amount of cars going through that drive-thru and you walk up and they're like, Hugh? I'm like, yeah, that's me. Although I didn't call them on it because it's the first time it's ever happened. I ordered a large drink the last time I was there.
Yeah.
I got a medium.
So
I let it slide.
last night was the first time I had my order fucked up, and it took 2 times to get it right. So first they just forgot the fucking grilled nuggies, 12-piece grilled nuggies. Which, if you've not done the grilled nuggies there, you have to.
Oh, they're delicious.
They're fucking top notch. And if you want to treat yourself, do a 12-piece grilled nuggies and a mac and cheese. And then you throw the grilled nuggies in the mac and cheese. And then you're like, still kind of healthy, but I got my mac and cheese fixed too. But so Liv was like, oh, I'll go talk. And I was like, sure. Might as well learn to be an asshole at some point in your life. So she went up and she's like, you guys forgot this bottom one. And so then she comes back and I open it up and it's a box of fucking crispy nuggets. I'm like, that's not what I want. So then I walk back up and I was like, okay, we got the right number. Wrong cooking. Supposed to be grilled. And the lady was like, oh, I'm sorry. And she walks back over and then I saw her like talk to the girl who was like, did you give the girl the 12-piece nuggets? And she goes, yeah. She goes, did you read the part that said grilled? And I was like, fuck yeah.
That just shows instead of like,
hey, ownership.
You're right.
Let's have some. This transition could not have been any better if we actually planned the show. But it shows true leadership in what they teach their people, and they have good managers who manage the people. And reprimanding has to happen every now and then.
Oh, this just popped into my head.
Oh God.
About Chick-fil-A. The last time I was there, it was raining, and I was in the drive-thru. And you know how they have like the people that come, like you pay them, and then you go up to the window. So the girl, like I pull up to the door to get my food. Not even a window; it's a fucking garage door. And the girl walks up and says to the manager, she's like, "Hey, it's raining outside." And the manager turns around and looks at her and goes, "Put your hood up." I fucking lost it.
Yep. Yeah, it is. Here's an umbrella. Get after it. Fucking sweetie.
It was funny.
But, I mean, great leadership. You know what? You know where great leadership comes from? A 10-hour forced training session thrown together the week before to give to all supervisors and above.
That's where good leadership comes from?
Yeah, great leadership, actually. We watched a video on some guy that was a submarine captain. We talked about some finance. Finance was the only good part of it. We learned some stuff. I learned some stuff personally. And I was like, that's actually good. Like business financial stuff. Mm-hmm. The rest of it...
Did you have to do like trust falls and stuff?
No trust falls. We did have to do a breakout group exercise, which was potentially the biggest waste of time of my life. I literally texted, we have a group chat for everyone that works in my office. And I was like, that might have been the top 5 worst things biggest waste of time I have personally done in this company. That's since 2008. That's pretty good. I mean, I also left at noon. It went till 4:30. So my logic and rationale there went...
You sended me a string of Instagram reels today, and John saw my phone going off, and I was like, he's like, is that Garrett? I was like, yeah. He's sending me Instagram reels. And I was like, Doge would have a field day at fucking Florida Light Power.
I actually probably wasn't at work at that point.
All right.
Because I wasn't...
Fair enough.
I wasn't on my phone during it. I tried to pay attention and tried to at least look like I gave a flying fuck.
I want to get behind the scenes of a Chick-fil-A, like...
Training.
What
does manager boot camp look like?
What does... And that's the other thing I've gone into, like, every time I've gone, like, all the different colored sweatshirts and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
I want to get a breakdown on it.
White shirts are definitely managers.
Yeah, I saw somebody wearing a green shirt the other day. I was like, that's got to be like a district something or other.
Or maybe the green shirt is like...
The other thing I want to know is...
Maybe they're the team cheerleader.
Where do they find these people?
So I did watch something on the Chick-fil-A's of like how you have to. Oh, fucking Adam Morris, about time. Yeah, all right there, Glitter Queen. Fucking calm down. Jesus.
About time for what?
Apparently, we took too long of a break
Oh,
for
that's
him.
right. He is a loyal listener. So
Yeah.
he's probably had to listen to some other podcast.
Yeah. Can't compete.
No, not a chance.
Where else would you get a breakdown of the Chick-fil-A fucking managerial pyramid?
It's, well, unfortunately, like, given Chick-fil-A's track record with some of the stuff that they've said in the media about certain things.
Hey, no. I have no problem. They stick to their beliefs and on they go. You know who else does that? Muslims, and they get a pass. So fuck off.
Jesus Christ.
And we're back. And we're canceled.
That was a good run.
Golden episode. Fucking we're done. I can't believe you didn't know about the golden birthdays.
No clue.
Yeah.
I knew of a golden anniversary, which is 50 years.
That's a long time.
I mean, I know you guys are in it way longer than Mandy and I, but like we're at 8 years. It'll be 8 years in September. And I mean, it doesn't feel like 8 years.
Yeah, we're at 16. The only reason it feels like
You're at 16 years?
Yeah.
We've been friends for over 20 years.
Yeah. Yeah, we've been married since 2009.
God, that is fucking wild.
Yeah. And the best part is, the only reason I know it's been 16 years is because I can't remember shit from that day. I remember taking shots on the back porch of the York Golf and Tennis Club before it. I remember sweat dripping down my ass crack. I remember getting yelled at that I needed to be at pictures.
Yep.
And I remember dances.
Remember me not being able to find my socks?
Yep.
When Jamie was there?
Yeah,
the wedding
at the house.
And she was like, "You don't have socks!" And then you were like, "Did you look in the package?"
And I will never, ever forget the most memorable thing from my wedding, which was before introductions. And Hugh McDougall turned into a toothpick factory.
Oh, the fucking chair.
Yeah, the wicker couch.
God. That's the most... I hope Leah doesn't listen to this. That's the most memorable thing.
No, not the most memorable, but that is something that is
Etched
forever etched. And I mean, it does go without saying, the only time that I cried during my wedding was when I walked outside and the Chevelle was there.
Yeah.
Didn't cry for anything else. Cried over a
I
car.
know that.
The wife knows that, so we're in the clear.
Two things that are...
And I do remember Leah's father being introduced.
As Rob
Newton
Father
and Captain Morgan.
Leah was so fucking mad. I remember...
I do remember, I guess, a bunch from that day, but...
A couple things that are etched into my mind from my wedding day. One, right before the ceremony, I had to piss because we'd been drinking beer all morning, and I was like, I gotta go piss. So I went to piss, and my boutonniere fell off as I was pissing, and I had to like fucking pickleball it back and forth between the toilet so it didn't go in, and I caught it, and then I had to track down your mother to help me put it back on.
Yep.
And then after the ceremony, remember how we had to like walk outside the building? So I walked out and I looked at Mandy and she was like, "Your fly's down."
Yeah.
And I had bright red underwear on, so my fly had been down the whole fucking ceremony.
You were fishing at your own wedding.
I was trolling.
Yeah.
So that and the socks. I think from a that was the best decision I made throughout the whole, like, my best input was picking out those socks for the groomsmen.
Yep.
I still have my pair.
I definitely still have my pair only because I don't get rid of clothing. Now, all of my dress socks are in one drawer that I have not opened in probably 3 years.
When's the last time you had to dress up?
Not that long ago. I had to get a suit out not that long ago.
I don't even own a suit.
So a guy I work with, a good buddy of mine at work, was like, he's like, this weekend sucked. I was like, why? He's like, I went into Boston, dropped $1,100 on a suit. And I was like, for what? And he's like, well, I forget who. Oh, he goes, well, I am going to the wedding of the daughter of the founders of Toys R Us.
They're still in business?
Toys R Us is definitely not in business, but apparently the people that founded it, even though the store's all closed, apparently still very loaded. And he's like, so, whatever. He's like, I also wanted another suit. And then, like, he got me thinking about, like, things that if we would have gotten married later in life, I definitely would have done it, where, like, he gifted his groomsmen suits. Like, he's like, I put my groomsmen in, like light gray.
Yeah.
And then we went down to Boston, went to a tailor, and had everyone done. And he goes, and that was my groomsman gift. And I was like, that's fucking...
That's pretty cool.
That's better than a flask. Like, a flask is a typical, I mean, $100, whatever, $50. But I'm like, that's a great groomsman's gift where you're already spending $200 per person, at least, on a tux or a suit for the wedding. Why not just fucking double that and get, decent suits for everybody? I was like, man, I wish I could have done that.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you the last time other than a wedding that I wore a suit.
Your father's funeral?
No.
You didn't wear a suit?
No, I wore khakis and a button down with sneakers, like nice sneakers. Like,
actually, I think I wore a suit to it.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
I mean, I look nice.
Yeah, you did. That's why I mean, my memory of it is you were dressed well.
Yeah.
Well enough, I mean.
The most expensive clothing that I own is like my fishing waders, my boots.
Oh yeah, I mean, so this is the part that's really fucked up in my brain. Is he's like, oh yeah, I dropped $1,000 on a suit, and I was like, that's fucking dumb. As I'm sitting here with a box upstairs of brand new waders I have not even opened that are $1,000.
And then there's
another $1,000 pair of waders, and then there's $400 pairs of boots. And where I'm like, I went to Red's the other day. Shameless plug, Red Shoe Barn. I went to the Brunt workwear boots.
Mm.
They're very comfortable. They're like walking on clouds. The only problem is I can't like walk fast in them. Like if I want to like get somewhere quick.
Why?
You kind of slide a little in them because they're slip-ons. But then I'm like, well, I could just wear sneakers to work. But these are all metal-free. They're like wearing slippers, so it goes with my whole entire ensemble of just casual golf wear.
I'm surprised you didn't go with like the leather extra toughs or something like that.
So those have metal in them.
Oh, gotcha.
The Bluntstones, which are even more bougie, also have metal.
What's the metal in them?
Shanks.
Gotcha.
The leather extra toughs don't, but I wanted something with a steel toe.
Gotcha.
Or a composite toe. So the Brunts were the only ones. Timberland makes a pair, but they didn't have them at Red's. And I was like, whatever.
Keen makes a pair too.
Yeah, I'm not a Keen fan.
I used to be. I'm not anymore.
I do have one pair of Keen boots that I wear. They're probably 12 years old. But I wear them when like it's a snowy-ish day and I'm supposed to be wearing like Arctic grip boots at work or have ice grippers in my persons.
Really?
Yeah. Fuck that.
I learned that extra tough boots are not good on ice this year.
No, they're not. They're about the same as Crocs in water.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Which, you'd think they'd have good grip on them because, like, for deck boots and stuff.
The Hucks are really good.
Yeah, the Hucks are good. But those extra tufts I bought for the width,
Yeah.
not very good. Not at least on concrete that's icy.
So the brunt boots, you pull out the insoles. There's 2 insoles in them.
Mm-hmm.
And you remove one, and it makes it a wide. And I was like, well, that's interesting.
Mm.
But they're comfy. I don't love the fact that the sole is white because I feel like one of those degenerate fucking iron workers.
Yeah. Those wedge boots, like that style, has become so popular.
Yeah. The black ones looked nice, but I don't like black boots.
Yeah,
I don't
same.
know why. But I thought about getting some fucking real light tan boot polish and like shining the shit out of them.
But they're like suede, aren't they?
No, it's leather.
Is it?
Yeah. But they're like real light skinned cow leather. Wasn't left in the tanner too long.
Jesus Christ.
I'm talking about the boot color.
I know.
All right. We are headed to cancellation.
Yeah. I'm going to get on fly fishing or fly tying before. So I went to the fly shop on Sunday,
Yeah?
bought myself some new tools.
Was Uncle Jim there?
He was.
All right.
I've gotten into like dubbing, like spinning dubbing loops and stuff like that.
Oh. Has Heath reached out to you?
He has, but he hasn't given me the recipe yet.
So I talked to him last night, and he's like, I got to get it to him. I'm like, yeah, you do. But I got it from him. I'll tell you off air.
Okay. Those flies that you sent me that he ties with that material, I like that material. I'm gonna get some of that.
So that stuff's good. Those are the name is in that post that I sent you.
Is it?
Yeah, I forget what they're called. But they're basically just like they're a woolly booger on fucking steroids is what those are.
Was what the dump truck is?
No. What I sent you are woolly boogers on fucking
it's
steroids.
Like the creepy. They call it creepy.
The
material.
creeper.
Yeah, the creeper.
Yeah.
But so I've gotten into spinning, dubbing and stuff. Mostly, like I found a really cool technique.
Well, you bought that tool, right? Yeah.
I found a really cool technique for the Duracells that I like. So when you go to put the ice dub on, you make a dubbing loop. Like you put your ice dub on like you normally would, like a doubling noodle, and then you make a loop, and then you spin it, and it makes it super durable and super tight, so you spin it on. But, so I went and bought dubbing clamps, like nice dubbing clamps.
Yeah.
Hairline makes a set that it's like they're 2 inches long, and they're almost like inverted, or like snap ring pliers, like you squeeze them and they open.
Yeah.
So I bought those. Jim taught me right into them. I walked around that fucking store trying to find those things for 15 minutes. And then finally I was like, Jim, I can't find dubbing clamps. And he was like, oh, they're right over here. So then he showed me those ones, and I bought those. And I finally ran out of a spool of black thread that I, like, I just happened to look down, and I was like, wow, that is not going to last this fly. So I've never actually I've got a million different spools of thread, but I usually end up using.
See, I run out of the white GSP I use for tying the fucking banjos. I run out of that.
Yeah.
I'll rip through that. When Ian texted about Monday, I was like,
I get a kick out of that.
there. It is way too far away. Like, I should keep tying just to keep, like, skill, because I know I'm going to struggle the fuck out of it. But also, like, I also need to get, like, I need to build myself, like, packs of, like what we've talked about, like, would be a great business. Like, there's some companies out there that do a few flies in it. But, like, I need to, like, put together and, like, organize, like, 5 flies that I like to tie and that I use a lot, and then just be like, all right, these are the packs, like one big Ziploc bag with like 6 little smaller bags to hold everything. Because there is nothing more fun. Like the trip we did to New York, the New York boys trip.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing more fun than sitting around the table, spinning up flies, and then fishing them the next day. Like, that's kind of why I'm like just delaying on striper flies.
I've always tied
ahead of time. I'm a big procrastinator too.
Yeah.
But it's also like super fun to like be like, all right, I'm gonna whip up 10 flies tonight.
Or, I mean, it's really what it's supposed to be. You find, all right, this color is working.
Yeah.
Let's go back and tie, like,
more.
These are what we're seeing on the river. Let's tie these tonight.
Well, and like that was the thing I did this summer, right? Was like, all right, we went out, we fished. I caught 6 fish on a fucking banjo.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go tie 30 of them tonight and crank 3 drinks down.
Yeah.
And
that's one of my goals for this year is to do more of that, like to continue tying versus just taking a bunch of time off from tying during this.
Yeah, but like when it's fishing time.
Exactly.
You don't want to tie. But those times where like, and that's one of those things that makes that type of trip special.
Yeah.
And I think it's something we should do more, like going up to Rangeley and like going to the mag and fish the mag and like, all right, I lost whatever 26 Duracells today. You know, like, or whatever, and it's like, all right, you know, this color.
I gag at that because
they're not fun to tie.
They're not bad, but I just hate ice dubbing.
Yeah.
Because it can be a pain, because it's so spiky sometimes, but it's what it is. I'm learning some tricks and like stuff to make it easier. But I tied some 16s the other night. I had to take a break. My eyes were straining. So I'll get back on the vise tomorrow night. So
that's why you're so jacked up to do this podcast tonight. You're like, I need a fucking night off from the fucking vise.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here. I'm like, you texted me. I'm fucking flying up 95 with 3 kids just yelling in the back, all jacked up on fucking McD's and fucking stinking like a soccer field. And I'm like, God damn it. But yeah, so today's fucking training was awful. And I had to leave. I had to get the girls from school. And we did a working lunch, which is grab food really quick, and then someone else is going to start talking because we're already 20 minutes behind. So we did that, and then at the end of it, everyone's like, look, we got to go pee. Like, I don't know what the fuck you all do and how you don't pee, but I got to go. So they're like, all right, well, we'll do a break right now. We're already 30 minutes behind now after the working lunch. And this is like 12:10. And they're like, so we're probably going to go straight and just keep people rolling for the afternoon session. And I was like, well, I had already told my boss I got to be gone by 2. And I was like, if we're going to just keep rolling, now is a really great time for me just to slide out the door. So I just like quietly like threw all my shit in my bag and was like, see ya. Came home, did a Peloton, got done that, went and picked the girls up, and then went to soccer. And then tomorrow night, I leave work and go straight to Somersworth for another soccer game. Friday, nothing. Saturday, big work outing. UNH men's hockey game.
Nice.
Yeah. I was like, that's something for the family, something for the kids.
Oh, you're bringing the family too?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Nice. Did you hear about the UNH men's goalie?
Yeah, he got fucking...
got hit and collapsed on the ice?
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything more.
I guess he's recovering.
Yeah.
But, then the next night, they played BC again. It was during the BC game.
Yeah.
The first game of the weekend. Then the next night, the fucking backup went in and played out of his mind. It was awesome. I was like, hell yeah, dude. Like,
I'll have to... Sam from work. I'll see him tomorrow, so I'll ask him about it. See if he knows any more.
Yeah, Leah told me.
Sorry for the complete lack of talking.
Yeah, sorry about that. I'm trying to answer soccer club emails. You know what I've never used before until like actually diving into this soccer club world
What?
is Google Mail, like Gmail,
Really?
the app. I just use the Apple fucking.
Yeah, I don't use the app either. I just use the Apple version.
The app is so sick.
Is it?
And then to pair it with Google Drive, so everything we do is on Google Drive. The only thing I don't like is like every time I go to edit something, it's like, oh, open in this other app. And then I've got to fucking download fucking Google fucking Excel or Word, whatever, Docs. And I'm like, fuck off. I'm stopping downloading apps.
Did I tell you I got that new Sims bag?
Yeah.
I need to bring it in. Maybe next week I'll try to remember to bring it. And we can do a little review.
What do you think of it?
I think it's no bigger than the Freestone bag that I have now.
Yeah.
But I think it's set up better. So I think it'll be a nice...
You have, because
I have
have
the
that
same
bag,
one.
right?
Yeah, I have the same one as you.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm going to have to figure out is like where I want to keep my tippet spools and stuff, which I think I'm just going to... The amount of times I change tippet or add tippet, I could probably just keep it in the bag.
Until you come to the dark side.
And go Euro nymphing.
Yeah.
I probably will eventually, but I just tie Euro nymphs. I don't fish them yet.
You need to.
I really just got into nymphing last year.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was just...
I'm a huge fan of dry droppers.
Yeah.
One of my favorite ways to fish. Probably my most preferred way.
Yeah. And that's what I did a lot of last year. And I did a lot of, like, under an indicator nymphing. Like, running a paragon or an egg to a paragon. That's one thing I did on the mag last year. But then just a chubby to a Duracell was the other one.
That is a deadly combo.
Yeah. Smaller the stream. What Aaron told me was smaller the stream, smaller the chubby. You know. I'm going to tie up some size 12 chubbies. I had good luck with fishing like small stream stalkers with those last year. I'm going to tie some of those for us. I'm going to tie a bunch of those foam ants.
My only request is 3 colors. Gold, royal chubby, which royal chubbies suck. I'm sorry.
Royal chubby?
Yeah. Where you do like red and green on the bottom.
Oh.
Like Christmas tree.
Yeah.
It looks like a Christmas tree. Gold and either blue or purple.
Last year I did orange, green, and yellow. But I'll mix it up this year. Which I still have all my chubbies from last year. I didn't lose any. Surprisingly. The Paragons I tied this year.
They look way better.
Dude.
I don't mean to talk shit on former Huey ties.
But these ones this year are fucking dialed.
They're tight.
Yeah. They're like super slim bodies like they're supposed to be.
Yeah.
Like they're gonna drop fast because there's no resistance.
The glue isn't fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. They look good.
Super happy with them. And the other thing I got to remember is I'm tying all these flies. I got to remember to tie some for myself. Like that's one thing I've started doing.
I mean, it can also just be like fucking striper fishing. You just fish out of my box. I don't give a fuck.
Exactly. That's so.
Like that, my old man was like, "Well, what should I get for flies for the year?" And I'm like, I'm literally gonna tie one fucking fly, and if it doesn't work this year, I've got 4 boxes sitting over there of flies I did not touch last year because I fished one fly.
Yeah.
I would have won the one fly tournament last year. I had 2 species, very different lengths of everything, all on one fly.
Yep.
Actually, technically, at least three species, maybe 4, if you count getting broke off by a bluefish. 4.
And pogies.
That was the other one.
Pollock.
Oh yeah, fuck. I had 5 species on that fly last year. I don't think I grabbed any mackerel with it, but
yeah.
I was thinking about that the other day of like how stupid mackerel rigs are to buy.
Yeah.
And how literally easy we could tie them.
Yeah, little sabiki rigs.
The sabikis, yeah.
We need to catch a mackerel on the fly this year.
Dude, I swear, like if you could find a topwater mackerel, like school,
Yeah.
and just take a 3-weight with you,
Yeah.
that would probably
so
be
fucking dope.
the best thing ever.
Yeah.
Like just throw a 3-weight with, and literally all you would have to do is take like a size 8, like long shank dry fly hook,
Yeah.
tie flash on it, and that is it.
Yeah.
Use floating line and just like throw it out there and just leave it.
Yeah.
That would probably be hilarious. And then we could market that to dads and kids to be like mackerel on the fly.
Yep. No, it's fun. I'm loving what's coming off of my tie-in desk this year.
I'm loving the updates. I actually showed them off the other day because I was sitting. We finished a meeting and I was just sitting there, and one of the other guys, we were just like hanging out in the conference room we were in. And he's like, "Oh, you like to fish, don't you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I've got fish tattooed all over me. I'm wearing a fishing shirt, jacket, and pants right now. Like, yeah."
I'm surprised I haven't talked about it yet.
And he's like, yeah, that's right. I'm an idiot. He's like, yeah, I'm headed out to Ennis, Montana. I was like, well, you could have stopped at Ennis, but yeah, I got you. Like, there's only one,
Yeah.
but cool. He's like, yeah, my brother and 4 of his fucking partners go out every year. He's like, I'm flying commercial. And I'm like, oh. So the rest of them, he's like, yeah. He's like, honestly, I'm not sure if there's enough oxygen on the plane for me to actually breathe between the other 4 of them talking about how great they are.
So he's going to Ennis, Montana for like the trout experience, like
Yeah, and he's like, they go every year.
Yeah.
And he's like, but we were planning on going in the spring. He's like, so I tied 200 fucking flies to go. He goes, and then they changed their trip to go in September for the terrestrials. And I was like, whoa, you better start tying some big foamies.
Yeah.
And I was like, tie the chubby Chernobyl and tie a Duracell. And he's like, what? I was like, oh, there's some other fucking foam fly out there. He's like, he was trying to come up with a name and he couldn't remember. And
probably
he's
like the Moorish hopper or something.
yeah. And he's like, it was some hopper. And I was like, listen to me. Tie chubbies and tie Duracells in every fucking color. And I was like, and then just destroy all of them on the river. He's like, yeah, he's like, we have private access to the Madison and like 4 other rivers out there.
This fucking guy's, does he fly fish normally?
Yeah. So he's actually involved with the guys. What's that fucking group in New Hampshire?
Three Rivers
Three Rivers.
Trout or whatever.
Because we were talking, and he's like, yeah, I fished. That was a fucking great shot.
It really was.
That was fantastic. He's like, yeah, because I was talking to him about like being, and he's not that into it,
Yeah.
but he's like dipping his toes, I guess.
But you tie 200 fucking flies. I
Yeah.
mean, you gotta kind of know what you're doing.
He kind of knows what he's doing, but he also doesn't like really get after it.
Yeah.
After it, like I wouldn't call him like a complete degenerate like the rest of us turn into during fishing season. He's like, yeah. He's like, I fished in Pittsburgh, and I was like, do you know the Rapid? He's like, no. I'm like, you don't know like the Middle Dam Rapid, Pond in the River, any of that? He's like, no, I fish in Pittsburgh and New Hampshire. And I was like, well, that's right there.
Yeah.
Like, we're there.
Errol, Pittsburgh.
Arrow, yeah. And he's like, oh, no, I don't know. I'm like, but I was talking about like the sucker spawn. And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, when the fucking whatever they are come up in the lamprey and they fucking start like they're just like they can't go past the dam.
Yeah.
He's like, you can throw whatever you want. He's like, but you're only catching like 6-8 inch little fucking trout. And I'm like, yeah. And I started showing him pictures. And he's like, I had mentioned the Catskills trip. He's like, yeah, my wife's from down there. And I was like, have you ever gone down there and fished? And he's like, no. I was like, you know, the beaver kill is like credited for being the birth of American fly fishing, right? And he's like, no. I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, you should go down to where your wife's from and fish because it's dope. And I was like showing him pictures of the browns that we caught on the beaver kill, and he's like, those are he's like, I don't know if I've ever caught a fish that big. And I was like, well, you're about to in Montana if you do it right. Yeah. Like, he's like, no. He's like, I've never like personally gone and put myself on a fish that big. And I was like, I mean, there were some good sized browns down there, but I'm like, that's like, either you need to get more into this or just shut the fuck up.
See Costas new sunglasses?
No.
They came out with? You're going to like the name. They're called the Fly Line.
Ooh. Are they fucking armless like those fucking other gay glasses?
No, they're not. They're kind of look very similar to like the ones you have on. Are those the Reeftons?
Yep.
A little bit different style arm. I like the ones that I have now. I'm probably not going to buy another pair for a while.
You need to buy more. I was literally actually thinking about it the other day because, like, one of my pairs is in the newer pair that I bought is in my truck.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't drive my truck that much. I'm like,
I need a Bronco pair.
Maybe I need just one more pair. And I said it in hearing distance of my wife, and she's like, you have a display of Costas. I'm like, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It's also empty if I put one pair on my head, though.
It's not full anymore if I have a pair on my head.
Those aren't bad looking.
Yeah, I thought they were kind of cool.
They're for big old wide head motherfuckers like you and I.
Yep.
Someone picked up my glasses the other day and like put them on. They're like, these are fucking huge.
Mandy put my King Tides on and was like, she looked like a little old lady.
Yeah.
Because her face is so small and those have like the side guards on them. I was like, you look like you're ready to go to fucking bingo.
I sort of want like a pair of like They have aviators, which are pretty dope.
I like their.
I really like the cut.
Oh, what the hell is it? The Cantina?
The Grand Catalina?
Yeah, that one. I like those.
Those are very close to the King Tides, but
Yeah.
they've got more of the side.
Yeah, it's more of a solid side.
Yeah. I don't even remember what the ones, my last pair that I just bought.
The Fergs.
Is that what they
I
are?
think so. The ones you bought
Yep.
at the show last year.
Yep.
Fly Expo's coming up. So you might as well
Yeah.
wait.
See what he has.
Yeah.
0 deals on those glasses, just so we are clear.
Oh yeah, there's no deal on them, but you get a hat or something. You got.
I did get a bunch of shit
Yeah,
from
you got
Costa.
you got some swag.
I got 2 hats,
that dry bag, right?
the dry bag, random, made like shit
Yeah.
in China, but whatever.
One thing I like about my King Tides is the case that came with them. Like it's a big case,
Yeah.
waterproof.
Yeah, who knows what I could. Oh, so the Fly Expo is the end of March,
29th.
29th.
It's gonna be Alex Poland's gonna be there with his art. Trout Unlimited, Sebago
Some
TU.
fresh blood.
Yep. Aaron will be there with Sebago TU. I'll be selling tickets outside.
Did you kick Aaron out of selling tickets? Are
Apparently.
you the ticket guy?
I guess I am the ticket guy because they verified again last Sunday if I was going to be there when I was in the shop.
But Aaron is just with TU.
Yeah, he's going to be up talking to you this year. So. One year I'll be tying flies there. I'm going to be a featured tire. That's my goal.
Fuck yeah.
Is to be to be tying flies at the expo one year.
I mean, from what you've tied this year versus what is getting tied up there, no reason not to.
There's going to be the Doherty Brothers Fly Company. They tie a lot of the like the crab pot flies that they sell there. They're going to be there. Leslie Hilliard, who wrote a book about Carrie Stevens, the Hilliard family.
Yep.
Like he's going to be there. Rifles to Rods, I think. Bunch of sporting camps, all the sporting camps like Libby's, Bradford, Lakewood.
Why?
Well, they.
I know they want to get their name out there, but
It is.
I would rather see it more geared around water and like being on the water, and like I would love to see Fish Pond there. Absolutely love it. I'd love
Fish
Sims.
Pond was there last year, and Sims is going to be there this year.
Are they?
Yeah, that's another thing that Jim mentioned. Crosby Bean, he represents Fish Pond, Hatch, Fish Pond and Hatch. I think he's going to be there. I don't think he was there last year.
He was not.
And then Scott is going to be there.
God, I hope Bob Mallard is there.
So I got some backstory on that. The Winston rep, so he was there with Winston, and or the company that represents Winston or whatever.
Yeah, Winston's parent.
They didn't have a rep to be there.
So they sent Bob.
Yeah. And
Did they realize when they did not make a entire sale that entire fucking show? Maybe we chose the wrong fucking douchebag to send.
So, but I think Jim said Winston's going to be there, but he did mention Sims will be there. And then, like, this guy who does Scott and Echo is going to be there, but it's a different that guy retired. Remember him, the big dude?
Yeah.
So they're going to be there. Great Bay TU is going to be doing the food.
Do I pull the trigger on a fucking Scott salt rod this year?
I'm like, when it comes to you spending money, my answer is always going to be yes. Because if I say no, maybe I should start saying no, because then you'll just do it more
You're just
often.
holding me back if you say no.
Yeah. I think it'll be a good expo. Hopefully the weather's good. Hopefully it's not as windy and as cold as it was last year.
Dude, last year was fucking brutal.
Yeah.
The girls always want to come with me, and I'm like, have you not figured out that you hate coming to things with me because I talk to people?
In both years that I've been there, it's been the first year it snowed and it was fucking cold, and the second year it was nice out, but it was like the sun was out, but it was windy and it was fucking cold.
Oh, last year was like fucking 50-mile-an-hour gusts.
Yep.
I was talking to the guy from Scott, and he's like, "Oh, do you want to go cast?" And I was like, "No."
There was people out there doing it. Believe
Yeah.
it or not. Good way to see what you need for a rod. But so, yeah, it'll be a good time. I know we've talked about it on every episode, pretty much since they put it out. But I had to drive to Sanford on last Saturday. I wanted to drive by Boyle Road and see what that tree looked like right now, if any of the high water from the snow runoff
Cleaned it out.
It cleaned it off. But I didn't.
It's gonna be so weird to have water in spring.
Right?
Last year, just
Didn't. Yeah, the runoff's going to be interesting. Especially like Western Maine.
yeah. We won't be fishing up there for a while.
Yeah.
Even like, do you see J Peak is beating everyone out west for a snowpack?
Really?
They had like
Jay's in Vermont, right?
Yeah. They had like 330 inches at the base like a month ago.
Wow.
330 inches of snow.
That's a lot of snow.
What the fuck are you doing with that much snow? That's over 24 feet of snow.
That's
Like, what the fuck do you do? And it's not melting.
yeah.
Like, actually, I didn't go back today. I don't know what it looks like back there.
It's moving pretty quick. It's melting. Like our banks on the side of the shop where it comes off the roof are down to, they were up, they were 5 feet high. Now they're down to 2 feet.
It was more the absolute skating rink I had in the backyard.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta either pitch that driveway different or just have it redone and put in way more drainage. But holy fuck. I went back there. It was like either Saturday or Sunday. And I like hit my brakes coming by where I normally park my boat, and I just kept going and going and going and I just hit the snowbank, and I was like, all right, well, fucking here we are.
I hit one of your little snow stakes.
Mitch is
Sorry,
gonna be
Mitch.
pissed.
You tell him I did it. It's still standing. Mike Lee was in the shop today. He's going to Texas to get a new dog.
What's he getting this time?
No, he's adopting a 9-year-old golden retriever
Why the fuck is he going to Texas?
because it was a rescue that was in a puppy mill, and like he, Mike, he's got a heart. I guess Yuma passed away, unfortunately. I didn't know until today when he told me. But he's driving to Texas with Chipper, the Mastiff, picking up the dog, going to Florida, and then going to the Outer Banks, and like camping his way home. Well, I gotta piss. And my recliner is calling my name.
Yeah, 8 o'clock. Big episode. We are 55 minutes in right now.
We're back. We'll see you next week. Maybe. Hopefully. I don't see an issue. Why not?
Now. Oldest has Seacoast on Wednesdays, so should be a quiet household. Oh, God, would that be nice? Let me tell you, 2 10-year-olds and an 8-year-old in the car is fucking terrible. Like, I was like, they're like, what do you? I was like, what do you guys want to listen to? I literally don't care as long as you're quiet and listen to the music. And they're like, Benson Boone Radio. I was like, sounds good. Because they got in, they're like, what are we listening to right now? I had Migos Radio on.
Yeah.
Which is just like pretty much constant swears. And like Liv is Liv, and she's super good and goody two shoes. She's like, I don't think I should be listening to this. And I'm like, but it's great music.
Right.
But yeah, we're getting close. Another month, might be time to start getting boats out.
Getting there. He's getting there. I want to get into, you and I should fish Kennybunk Pond early this year.
Yeah, whatever happened to this fucking historic Kennybunk Pond float from fucking someone that owns a raft? Whatever that,
We ended up, that was supposed to be like one of the first trips we ever did
Yeah.
with each other, and then it got rained out, I think, and then we ended up doing different stuff. So
Quite the old fucking...
we're gonna have to pick him up by his ankles and shake him this year.
Yeah. I ain't picking shit up right now. I finally went back to the gym yesterday, as opposed to just doing Pelotons. I hurt so bad.
Daddy's sore.
Real bad.
But, all right, folks. We love you. We'll see you next week. Keep your powder dry. Peace.
Powder dry. That's a new one.